And hello again, everybody. This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for the third video of my Royal Rumble match recap and review retro series. That is right, I started this today, and I'm going to end it with 3 reviews. I'm going to be finishing the 4th Royal Rumble match and maybe watching the 5th one before I go to bed tonight. But I am recording this before I did my live Raw review, but this will be uploaded after my live Raw review. I just want to record this before I start my live Raw review, just to give any of my friends or anybody else on YouTube some time to get their reviews. That way I can, not take away their audience. I can get some more people in my live review as well. So let's now venture into the 1990 Royal Rumble. Now overall, this Royal Rumble, I have mixed feelings about it because I like it more than the 1988 Royal Rumble, but despite the moment they had in it, I didn't quite like it as much as the 1989 Royal Rumble. The 1989 Royal Rumble, despite it probably not being as having as big of historic moments as this one did leading up, because this Royal Rumble had the moment there that led to the main event of WrestleMania 6, which was the title for title match with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. It had their moment where they squared off, and pretty much they set the stage as they were going to set the feud at the and have their match at WrestleMania. Other than that, I mean, some stuff happened for some small feuds for WrestleMania, but WrestleMania 6 had some good matches, but it was mostly a one-match show, but it was still probably one of the more memorable WrestleManias I remember watching as well. So this one, I'm kind of in between a grade based off of what's happened between 1988 and 1989. I'm pretty much, my grade's gonna be in between there. This is like my second favorite of the 3 I've watched so far. So yeah, let's get right into it, of course. This Royal Rumble, as I said, took place in 1990. The date was January 21st, day after my one cousin was born. Sweet, he was 1 day old. The location was the Orlando Arena in Orlando, Florida. And of course, once again, really wasn't any result. So, what would happen if you won this? It's just, you gain, fame from winning it very much. You didn't get anything else. But, so that's just to start off. Let's get right into it. Now, this was the first year also. They made the number 1 entrant kind of feel important with, the storyline-wise, whatnot. It was the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, who was saying he was going to enter the Royal Rumble first and outlast everybody. Of course, being the $1 Million Man, he bribed some people as well. So he had a couple of little alliances going on in this Royal Rumble as well. Specifically, one I noticed was with the Macho Man. I'm sorry, I think it was the Macho King now. Yeah, I think this one he was the Macho King. The Macho King, Randy Savage, I believe was. If not this year, it was the following year. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, so him and Savage seemed to be a pairing, and he was the heel. Now I said before, there's always some sort of heel alliance that seemingly has the upper hand for a while and has to finally be defeated. Well, Ted DiBiase was the one in this one, as he was the one who started off the Rumble and just eliminate people left and right until someone came out and just changed the whole thing for the most part. Well, I shouldn't say left and right, but he was starting off strong pretty much. As the number 2 entrant was Koko B. Ware. Once again, I've seen his matches at WrestleMania. I've seen his showing so far in the Royal Rumbles. I don't get why this guy's a Hall of Famer right now, honestly. Because he came in, he was number 2, and DiBiase eliminated him. Number 3 was one half of the Rockers, Marty Jannetty, eliminated by DiBiase. Then number 4, since Jake the Snake Roberts seems to be making history, he's the first competitor now to participate in 3 Royal Rumbles. Jake the Snake Roberts comes out, and but he puts a halt pretty much to DiBiase's beginning momentum, and just has DiBiase just lingering around, but just doing whatever he has to do to stay into the match. But I believe there had been some tension recently involving DiBiase and Jake the Snake Roberts as well, so I think this was made sense when to keep their feud going a little bit inside the Royal Rumble match. Number 5 was when DiBiase got some help when the Macho Man, Randy Savage, again I can't remember if it was Macho Man or Macho King. I watched this Rumble a couple hours ago, can't remember off the top of my head, but I just remember he was in the Royal Rumble match, came in number 5. He was pretty much helping out DiBiase. He saved DiBiase from being eliminated quite a few times. And of course, it's probably just being bribed, as always, as DiBiase would do. Number 6 was Rowdy Roddy Piper making an appearance. Number 7 was the Warlord, who lasted a lot longer than he did in last year's Rumble. A lot longer than 2 seconds, that's for sure. Number 8 then was Bret the Hitman Hart. Okay, number 8. Number 9 was Bad News Brown. And then this is where we finally got an elimination after a while. I believe Jake the Snake Roberts did have and this is back in, I probably said it during my WrestleMania review series, where the DDT felt important. For a while, until recently, until Alexa Bliss and Bobby Roode started using it as a finisher, the DDT was watered down for a while, but Jake the Snake Roberts was known to make it look pretty good for a strong finisher. So he had DiBiase sent to the DDT, but then Savage saved DiBiase once again and eliminated Jake the Snake Roberts, the second man to be eliminated. Number 10 was the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, who recently passed away. Rest in peace, buddy. That's now, I think, 2 years now for him now, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's 2 years now, because Stardust was still around at the time. So he came in at number 10, but then he would then eliminate Dusty Rhodes, taking Ted DiBiase's biggest help out of the equation. But after this, didn't seem Ted DiBiase, this is a famous year for Ted DiBiase as far as, what his role in the Royal Rumble match was, because, again, he's going to be mentioned at the end of this video. But after this, it seemed like, for the most part, they didn't focus so much on DiBiase for the rest of this match after Savage was eliminated. He did have some help, but not as, he wasn't really that big of a focal point anymore. Number 11, Andre the Giant came in, and he quickly eliminated Warlord. Number 12 was then the Red Rooster entered. Now, because this started up a feud for the match had at WrestleMania, Bad News Brown was eliminated by Rowdy Piper. But then Brown got mad, and he went back up to the ropes, and he hauled out Rowdy Piper from the top ropes, eliminating him as well. And they brawl going to the backstage. So that was also, his works in, having their feud continue on and, set up their match for WrestleMania that year. Number 13 was Axe from Demolition, and then Andre the Giant eliminated Rooster. Number 14 was Andre's tag team partner, Haku, from the Colossal Connection, who they were the current tag team champions. And then out came the other member of Demolition, Smash. So Axe and Smash and the Colossal Connection were going at as they continued their feud. I believe they had a tag match at WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. I can't remember. But they were feuding together this time. So this Royal Rumble did feature a lot of feuds, coming full circle inside the Rumble. Despite the fact that it didn't feel like too much really happened, though, altogether in this Rumble. But besides the one iconic moment, which we'll talk about, that led to a big match. And then number 16 was Akeem. In between 16 and 17, though, Dusty Rhodes eliminated Bret the Hitman Hart, and Demolition eliminated Andre the Giant on a double team. Number 17, for the first time in his career, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, rest in peace, also recently passed away, entered the Royal Rumble. And then he would go on to eliminate Akeem, who was one of the final 3 in the 1989 Royal Rumble when him and DiBiase were teaming up to try to take out Big John Studd. Who was not in this Rumble because that was his only appearance. Number 18 was Dino Bravo, who was one of the final 3 from the 1988 Royal Rumble, as you remember. Number 19 was the Canadian Earthquake, where the guy, as I remember, who just had tons of squash matches at WrestleMania. Never see to really, get that big match at WrestleMania despite having a bunch of squash matches. But he came in, and he, for the most part, had a Great Khali appearance in the Royal Rumble. I say that because, well, a little bit better than a Great Khali appearance. But he came in, he eliminated Dusty Rhodes, and he eliminated Axe. But then when number 20, Jim Neidhart, came into the match, it was him, DiBiase, Haku, Smash, and Snuka all teamed up to eliminate Earthquake. Just big man who just didn't seem to really get that far at all, get eliminated, just like how the Great Khali always did, which we'll talk about in upcoming Rumbles. That'll be mentioned, I'm sure. Number 21. Now I think it was last year. Yeah, last year I said the Ultimate Warrior was still kind of green around this time when he entered the Royal Rumble match in 1989. 1990, though, he had been, built up a lot better, and he was definitely a lot better. The next big star, pretty much, and probably, hopefully, the next big babyface. Probably, passing the torch moment between him and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6. Didn't quite go that way, as Hogan would still get WrestleMania main events from there on out until WrestleMania 9, until he went to WCW. But the Ultimate Warrior came out number 21, looking a lot better than he did before, and he came in and immediately eliminated Dino Bravo. Number 22 was Rick Martel, who, this was the first year Rick Martel was the model Rick Martel, the narcissist. Him and Tito Santana had split up post-WrestleMania, and then it would make it more interesting. Well, actually, first, Haku eliminated Smash, of course, to continue their feud going on with Demolition and the Colossal Connection. Number 23 was actually Martel's former tag team partner, Tito Santana. Hariba! He came into the match, and of course, similar to what happened with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in 2016 Royal Rumble, former tag team partners just went at it and just tried to beat the crap out of each other. Didn't eliminate each other right away, but it was a pretty good way to kick them into gear when they get in. Then came the Honky Tonk Man, number 24, and then Jim Neidhart was eliminated by Martel, and he had somewhat of an aid apparently. The Ultimate Warrior had a couple moments there where he somewhat aided eliminations for strange alliances. Actually, they're all involving Rick Martel. Even though Martel's a heel and Ultimate Warrior is, one of the hottest baby faces in the company at the time, Neidhart was eliminated, and then Warrior would then eliminate right after that Ted DiBiase, and that set a historic mark also, which I'll mention at the end of this review as well. Number 25 entering was the immortal Hulk Hogan, who, keep in mind, was the current World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion at this time. He came in and just tore the house down as he did the year before. He eliminated Jimmy Superfly Snuka. He eliminated Haku. And then another weird alliance was Tito Santana got eliminated by his former tag team partner, Rick Martel, with when he did trip over on Ultimate Warrior somehow. So again, somehow Rick Martel and Ultimate Warrior eliminate somebody at the same time, strangely again. And then the Honky Tonk Man was eliminated by Hulk Hogan. So number 26 was Shawn Michaels when he was still with the Rockers. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good night for Shawn Michaels. He only lasted 12 seconds in this Royal Rumble match. Maybe that's something that people want to forget, but yeah, HBK only lasted 12 seconds in this Royal Rumble match. That's a shame. He was eliminated by Warrior, and then Warrior also eliminated Rick Martel. Now, here's when came the most iconic moment of the match. And again, this is what started the build for the big match at WrestleMania, title for title, Intercontinental Champion, Ultimate Warrior, World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan, face to face. It's the only two left in the Rumble at this time. They stared down, they got into each other's faces a little bit, and they had just a little bit of a preview of what's yet to come. And of course, they did a double clothesline as well. They laid them both out before number 27 came out, which was the Barbarian. So that was short-lived. That little tease for the start to the build to the WrestleMania main event, and then number 28 was Ravishing Rick Rude, who him and the Barbarian teamed up as they were trying to take out Hogan and Warrior, but then of course they fought back, and then the Ultimate Warrior though was eliminated by the Barbarian and Rick Rude on a double team. But then then they went to turn attention to Hogan. But before he left, Ultimate Warrior came in and did and clothesline both Rude and the Barbarian. Pretty much it was just to have Ultimate Warrior just show off, saying, hey, I'm trying to outdo Hogan right now and say, hey, I'm the better one. Just make a statement to Hogan, leading up as they did have, they did go their separate ways. I believe Hogan Randy Savage was trying to take one more crack at Hulk Hogan for his championship, and I'm trying to remember who was Ultimate Warrior feuding with then. Hogan also feuded with Mr. Perfect also, he was Warriors was feuding with Dino Bravo. And yeah, so that's what happened there. But yeah, the Ultimate Warrior did leave. It was the 2-on-1, and then he got some help when Hercules came out at number 29 to even up the playing field. And then number 30 was Mr. Perfect, who I just mentioned Hogan was somewhat feuding with also at this time. They had some double teaming and some teaming up as well. Barbarian was then eliminated by Hercules, and the final four was Hogan, Rude, Hercules, and Mr. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, though, this is where it seemed like it wasn't just Hogan just eliminating people like cleanly. It was a lot of miscommunications and bad luck. It just showed a plan they had for all this double team just screwed up big time. It looked like Hercules was eliminated by Rude, but then there was some miscommunications between Perfect and Rude, and I believe they tried to they had I think it was Rude had Hogan all wrapped around his arms, and so he couldn't escape, and Mr. Perfect went to punch Hogan in the face. Unfortunately, Hogan got out of the way, and he nailed Rick Rude instead, causing to get him on the edge, and then he was eliminated then. So it came down to just Hulk Hogan and Mr. Perfect again, who were feuding together at the time, so it kind of culminated their feud in this Royal Rumble match. They went at it, but it was pretty much obvious that Perfect was doomed, and Hulk Hogan tossed him out to win the first time in his career. He wins the Royal Rumble match. Now, again, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't watching it back at this time, but just the fact that the WWF World Heavyweight Champion won the Royal match today, when time wasn't even on the line, nothing was on the line. It's just it's like the Royal Rumble again. The Royal Rumble match meant something different. The stakes weren't as higher as they were today. I get it, but having your own champion win the Royal Rumble match, it's strange. But whatever. It did establish, though. Again, I'm going to try to put it on the back burner because it did establish at least the build for that main event for WrestleMania 6. That awesome main event. Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior. It should have been more of a clean passing of the torch moment from Hogan the Warrior. Unfortunately, it was not, but because, Hogan still got plenty of Mania title opportunities following that. But still, I can't take away. I mean, this was still a decent Royal Rumble. I still enjoy it a little bit more than the first Royal Rumble, but not as much as last year's Royal Rumble. So just to go over things again, just to recap, the numbers also before we call it a quit here on this review. I'm going the wrong way scrolling. Let me get down here. Aha! Here we go. Okay, so the entrants in order, and once again, their time and their eliminations. Ted DiBiase at number 1. 2 eliminations, and it was in this match for 44 minutes and 47 seconds. That's a new record. Koko B. Ware was only in for 1:36, no eliminations. Marty Jannetty eliminated himself. I thought he eliminated by DiBiase. DiBiase eliminated him with 1 elimination. He was only in there for 1:35. That's gotta be a mistake, because it was just him and DiBiase who was in this match. That's got to be a mistake somewhere. Jake Snake Roberts was in there for 10 minutes and 3 seconds, no eliminations. Randy Savage, 10 minutes and 10 seconds, 1 elimination. Roddy Piper, 12 minutes and 20 seconds, 1 elimination. Warlord, 8 minutes and 16 seconds, no eliminations. That's a lot longer though than last year. Big improvement. Bret the Hitman Hart in there for 16-16, no eliminations. Bad News Brown in there for 6 minutes and 4 seconds, 1 elimination. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes in there for 18-18, 2 eliminations. Andre the Giant, 10 minutes and 16 seconds, 2 eliminations. The Red Rooster, 1:58, no eliminations. Axe, 12:50, 1 elimination. Haku, 22 minutes and 31 seconds, 2 eliminations. Smash, 15:01, 2 eliminations. Akeem, 2 minutes and 31 seconds, no eliminations. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, in there for 17 minutes and 3 seconds, 2 eliminations. Dino Bravo, 6 minutes and 13 seconds, 0 eliminations. The Canadian Earthquake was in there for 2 minutes and 31 seconds, 2 eliminations. Jim Neidhart was in there for 8 minutes and 42 seconds, 1 elimination. Ultimate Warrior in there for 14 minutes and 29 seconds, 6 eliminations. Rick Martel, 8 minutes and 14 seconds, 2 eliminations. Tito Santana, Hariba, was in there for 5 minutes and 9 seconds, no eliminations. The Honky Tonk Man, 401, no eliminations. Hulk Hogan was in there for 12 minutes and 49 seconds, 6 eliminations. HBK, again, had no eliminations. He's only in there for 12 seconds. It's pretty sad. The Barbarian was in there for 5 minutes and 47 seconds, 1 elimination. Ravishing Rick Rude, 6 minutes and 29 seconds, 2 eliminations. Hercules, 302, 1 elimination. And Mr. Perfect, 3 minutes, 32 seconds, 1 elimination. So we look back now. Again, the winner was, of course, the immortal Hulk Hogan, the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. The longest time, again, Ted DiBiase entered at number 1. He remained there for 44 minutes and 47 seconds. That was a new record at the time for the longest person in the Royal Rumble match. The most eliminations were by both Hogan and Warrior, which probably, played into their story as well, leading to their match, with 6 apiece. That was an awesome feat as well to see those two even up the playing field, as they both came. Well, Hogan won, but as far as who got the better of each other, it was a tie pretty much. The total duration was a couple minutes shorter than last year's. Last year's was about a minute 4 something. I mean, a minute 4 for a Royal Rumble. That'd be terrible. An hour and 4 minutes. And the total time for this one, though, was 58 minutes and 46 seconds, which isn't too bad. And your overall grade, C+. That's what I'm going to give this Royal Rumble match, despite the fact that, again, it had some stuff that happened, but to me wasn't quite as exciting as last year's Royal Rumble, in my opinion. But that is it for this Royal Rumble review and recap video. What are your thoughts on the Royal Rumble of 1990? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And please be sure to click that like and subscribe for more content on this channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirboy93 and stay tuned just for the next of this series or more stuff to come to my channel as well. Check out my live Raw review from tonight as well. Again, that'll be recorded. That's actually going to be going live after I record this, but this will be uploaded after my live review of Raw. So thank you guys again for tuning in, and until then, have a great night.